He got a great reception. He went out and wanted to talk to the people who'd come to show their respects to his mother. He was out there shaking hands. One woman kissed his hand, another woman kissed him. There was a spontaneous rendition of God Save the King. Let's hear a little bit from some of those people who'd gathered outside Buckingham Palace at that time when King Charles III came out and started pressing the flesh.
He came along and I held my hand out. He took my hand and I said, "I'm sorry for the loss," and he said, "Oh, thank you." I just kissed his hand, impulsively.
I was just actually walking from Mayfair to Sloane Square and did not think that I was going to actually see the King arrive with the Queen consort. So yes, it was very moving to see that.
Yeah. You're happy to see the King? Yes. I didn't say but we miss the Queen though as well.
Yes. Yeah, it's a mixed feeling.
Yes,
right?
yes. I didn't it must be very hard for him as well, just to lose your mum and then to take on all this looking after this country now.
Quite an extraordinary outpouring, obviously, of affection, grief, tributes, and people remembering special moments that the Queen has given them throughout her lifetime service. And of course, we're seeing as well more flowers and tributes that have been laid outside Balmoral Castle in Scotland, which is where the Queen passed away. Our correspondent Barbara Miller has more from Balmoral Castle.
The Queen's body still remains here at Balmoral, and we understand that 3 of her children are also spending the night here: Anne, Andrew and Edward. This, of course, was the Queen's beloved Highland home. It was a place where she said she could get away from it all, where people told stories of how she would host barbecues and picnics with blankets on the grass. And when you come here, you really get a sense of how it could be that place for her. It feels remote. It's very, very dark now. Even until very late in the night, we've seen people come here, walk along the road, over the bridge, over the river just down the road, to lay flowers and to pay tribute to the Queen. And it's dark. It just feels like you're really away from it all. We heard a lovely anecdote today in a special sitting of Parliament in London from the former Prime Minister Theresa May. She recounted with warmth and humour one of her encounters with the Queen here at Balmoral.
I remember one picnic at Balmoral which was taking place in one of the bothes on the estate. The hampers came from the castle and we all mucked in to put the food and drink out on the table. I picked up some cheese, put it on a plate and was transferring it to the table. The cheese fell on the floor. I had a split-second decision to make. I picked up the cheese, put it on the plate and put it on the table. And I turned round to see that my every move had been watched very carefully by Her Majesty the Queen. I looked at her, she looked at me, and she just smiled. And the cheese remained on the table.
Now, we understand that the Queen's body will be moved from here to Aberdeen in the first instance, and then to the Scottish capital, Edinburgh, in the next day or two. In Edinburgh, there will be a period of what's called lying in rest. It's not quite lying in state, but we understand that members of the public will be able to file past and pay their respects. And that is likely to coincide with the new King, Charles III, coming to Edinburgh. He would receive a formal motion of condolence from the Scottish Parliament and would attend a service for the Queen at St Giles Cathedral. She will then be moved down to London. There'll be 3 or 4 days where she's lying in state there. And people who want to come and see her, the draft plan suggests that they'll be able to do that 23 hours a day at the Palace of Westminster. Then the funeral will take place. No official confirmation yet. That's expected to be perhaps Monday the 19th. That's at Westminster Abbey. And then finally the Queen is laid to rest at a chapel at Windsor Castle. Now, for the new King, of course, a difficult time he has to already assume the role of monarch, and we saw some quite incredible scenes after he left Balmoral here and travelled down to London, where he got out of his car with his wife, the Queen Consort, outside Buckingham Palace, and really spent a lot of time with the crowd there. And he actually looked relaxed and happy there, clearly trying to show the people there that he was available to them, that he was thankful that they had come out to pay their respects to the Queen, to mourn her passing, but also to show support for him. And later we expect him to be formally proclaimed king. So really, in the monarchy, just no time to privately grieve. Within 24 hours, less than 24 hours, Charles had to leave Balmoral and get on with that very choreographed series of events that will play out in this country over the next couple of weeks.